Let's get to the news. During his Fox News interview last night before the Super Bowl, President Trump said that he was backing the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, man, that sure didn't work out. Who else were you backing last night? Drake? During the same interview, Trump also said that he's serious about wanting Canada to become the 51st state. And you know an idea is bad when you have to keep telling people you're serious. You know what? I'm going to ask out the head cheerleader. I'm serious. President Trump attended last night's Super Bowl in New Orleans and saluted during the national anthem. Also, when the concessions guy came by. Thank you for your service. The mayonnaise brand Hellmann's aired a Super Bowl commercial last night, recreating the iconic scene from the film When Harry Met Sally. And then Mountain Dew recreated one from my nightmares. Where you have Mountain Dew right before bed. While speaking last week at the National Prayer Breakfast, President Trump called Interior Secretary Doug Burgum a, quote, handsome devil with an even better-looking wife. Yeah, great church talk. Let's just say Mary wouldn't have been a virgin for long. This priest knows what I'm talking about. President Trump announced over the weekend that he is naming himself the chairman of the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts and suggested he will be involved in programming decisions, which explains that pole they installed. According to a new report, some Apple Watch users have been wearing the device around their ankles rather than their wrists to more accurately track their steps. So now they know exactly how far it is from their house to their Virgins Anonymous meeting. I find it's more accurate around my ankle. And finally, Taco Bell has announced it will offer a wedding package at its Las Vegas Boulevard location. In related news, Waffle House is doing divorces. When asked during an interview on Friday how many times he's spoken with Russian President Vladimir Putin since taking office, President Trump said, quote, I'd better not say. Even worse, a voice from his pocket said, Donald, who are you talking to? President Trump said on Friday he has spoken with Russian President Vladimir Putin on the phone to try to negotiate an end to the war in Ukraine, and added that the invasion, quote, never would have happened if he had been in office, because if Trump was president, we would have invaded Ukraine. Time magazine recently released a cover that featured Elon Musk sitting behind the Resolute desk. Well, you're going to have to make a slight change if you want Trump to see it. It's a very classy issue of Penthouse. The New York Post has reported that President Trump has overlapping meetings where he introduces the first guest to the next, like, Mr. Prime Minister, meet Mac tonight. A Florida woman recently became the youngest person to travel to every country in the world. When asked why she loved traveling so much, she said, I live in Florida. Producers have announced that they will release an Imagine Dragons concert film, unless what? A spokesperson for Trader Joe's announced yesterday that the grocery chain would be limiting egg purchases to 1 dozen per customer per day. Though, if you're going through that many eggs, I'm guessing you're used to being limited? The Philadelphia Eagles are set to hold their Super Bowl victory parade this week on Valentine's Day in what's being called the ultimate test for Philadelphia boyfriends. Babe, what if I go for just an hour or so? Real restraint to not try to do my terrible Philly accent. Hey, babe, what if I only go for an hour or so, babe? I take it back. It's not terrible. It's very good. In honor of Valentine's Day, Subway is offering buy one, get one free sub. What better way to say I love you than I got this for free at Subway? Taco Bell has announced it will offer a wedding package at its Las Vegas Boulevard location that includes an Elvis impersonator. Okay, but is it a real Elvis impersonator or just a Taco Bell customer who died on the toilet? No. Go look quick. Go look quick, because the ambulance is coming. And finally, in honor of Valentine's Day, Domino's released a perfume, quote, inspired by the alluring aroma of a pepperoni passion pizza with notes of spice, pepper, and a warm, beguiling base, excuse me. And for men, they released a pizza with a hole in it. President Trump spoke today with Russian President Vladimir Putin on the phone. And bad news, you guys, we got to change the name of the Gulf again. Right after you buy a new map. In a post on Truth Social today, President Trump said that he spoke with Russian President Vladimir Putin and discussed Ukraine, the Middle East, energy, artificial intelligence, the power of the dollar, Mood Dang, Sydney Sweeney, the return of the Shamrock Shake, and this season of The Traitors. We got off track. Towards the end of the call, we got a little off track. Elon Musk spoke to reporters yesterday from the Oval Office with President Trump, and I gotta say, not the best optics for Trump there. I mean, look at this photo. Musk looks like the cool CEO of a tech startup, and Trump looks like the elderly security guard who came with the building. When asked about a post on X in which he falsely claimed the U.S. government had sent $50 million worth of condoms to Gaza, Elon Musk told reporters, quote, nobody's going to bat 1,000. Yeah, I mean, you can't expect a guy with 12 kids to get the facts right about condoms. The press even knows they're a thing. Republican Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna announced yesterday that she'd be leading a new task force to declassify documents relating to 9/11, Jeffrey Epstein, and the origins of COVID. Replied President Trump, yeah, we definitely need to learn the truth about 9/11 and COVID. Maybe just those two to get the ball rolling, and then... President Trump on Monday imposed a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum imports. So if you wanted a Cybertruck, why? Vice President J.D. Vance spoke yesterday at the Artificial Intelligence Action Summit in Paris, said attendees, wow, so lifelike. Almost human. PBS announced this week that it shut down its Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion office. I guess they were getting a lot of pressure from this antique roadshow. According to a new report, searches for football-themed porn videos surged during and after the Super Bowl. But to be fair, a lot of those people were legitimately looking for clips of the tush push. That's right, searches for football-themed videos on Pornhub surged during the Super Bowl because, you know, they didn't have anything else to do. The pizza chain Papa John's has announced it will offer a limited edition garlic dipping sauce bath bomb. It's the perfect thing to put in your bath if you're working your way up to toaster. That's right, Papa John's has announced it will offer a limited edition garlic dipping sauce bath bomb. Or if you really want to smell like that, work there. President Trump spoke yesterday with Ukrainian President Zelensky. Wow, your English is better than I expected, said Zelensky. President Trump met yesterday with the CEO of American Airlines. Well, actually, it was the CEO of Air Canada. Trump just renamed it. The Senate today confirmed Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as Secretary of Health and Human Services. He was actually Trump's second choice, but the Wuhan bat withdrew his nomination. Tulsi Gabbard was sworn in yesterday as the Director of National Intelligence in the Oval Office, a move that will strike fear into the heart of our enemies, not to mention Dalmatians. Elon Musk announced a plan today to develop an underground transit system in Dubai and added, quote, it's going to be like a wormhole. You just wormhole from one part of the city, boom, and you're out in another part of the city. I mean, it is genius. He's invented a subterranean way to get around the city, a subway, if you will. The White House is reportedly not planning to release visitor logs of who meets with President Trump, mostly because it would be too embarrassing. A woman gave birth yesterday on a W train at the 34th Street stop. And if you're wondering how slow the trains are these days, she got pregnant at 59th Street. Try that in your wormhole. Amid rising prices, some New York bodegas are reportedly selling loose eggs in packs of 3. Man, nobody adapts to times faster than New York bodegas. By the end of next week, you'll be able to get the polio vaccine and a Canadian passport. In honor of Valentine's Day, the fast food chain Shake Shack is offering buy one, get one free Smoke Shack burgers. And if you're wondering what that has to do with Valentine's Day, you'll need someone to give you their heart. Just Scollins, just chilling the room. And finally, today was International Condom Day. It was a lot like any other day, but it just didn't, feel as good. And that was the